Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to set up the stagger on my car, so I'm going to get the wheels in the center of the wheel well and center the tires so they're in the exact same width. Got to get the axles fitting, so it's going to have to come out because before I actually had the axles shorter, so my wheels were closer into the center of the car. So now they're going to be much wider. The car's going to be wider. Everything's got to be changed for the lower ball joint where it mounts. So I might have to do some welding, drilling. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have to check it out. So these are my new axles. They are thankfully the exact same size on each side, so it's going to perform really good. And all I need to do is keep one part number for both sides, so that will be excellent. So what I'm planning on doing is greasing these all up and installing them permanently onto the transmission in there, and then I can figure out where all this is going to go, because I need to make a mount for my lower ball joint, and that's going to be very, very crucial in getting the wheel center and getting the stagger correct, because I actually have to have about a half an inch of play in here so the axle can do its thing when it goes up and down. This will be interesting, but I'm excited because then I can actually put the car on the ground. All right, so what my plan is here, I pulled the hub away from the car a bit, about half an inch. So there's some play in the axle. So it can go in and out as the suspension goes up and down. It can't be bound all the way in. So that's where it's gotta be. But now I have to deal with the in and out. So I drilled a hole for the back, but the front, it obviously is too far up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend my control arm, weld a piece in, and then drill a new hole and have it centered. So I'll do to both sides, add that half an inch, and then I'll be able to center everything and match everything to this side because I brought it out, start making holes, and then it should be pretty easy. All right, so that wasn't too bad. Got it all welded in, so I have the new pieces on, and now I am ready to drill the holes. So I got to figure out where I want the tires and the wheel well. I've already deciphered how far I want to come out this way. Now it's gonna be how far in do I want it or how far out, and I have to match the other side as well. I had the tires on and I have both the ball joints in one bolt so I can go forward and backward. So I'm going to figure out what I want to do here. I'm thinking I'm gonna go back as far as I can and I'm going to make them exactly the same. So whatever one doesn't go back as far, I'm gonna match the other side to it. So I'm going to literally measure up the body, see where that gets me, and then I'll be able to go underneath, go through the hole onto the ball joint and mark a hole, start drilling, and then I'll be done other than painting the little thing. Pretty emotional right now, actually. So I'm pretty pumped. I actually feel like I got somewhere on this car today. The wheel is on and the axle is in, bolted in, ready to go on the right side. I still have the left side to do. Toyota trans wise, it's gonna be done today. Literally, trannies in, adapter plates in, and literally axles to the wheels. Things are looking good. And the way everything is kind of worked out in my head is working out. And everywhere I look, engine mounts, all the mounts I'm doing for my half shaft, everything is looking spectacular to me. Usually when I look at stuff, I'm like, oh, like that needs changed, but no, I'm certain. I'm really excited about that. I feel like I've gotten somewhere, but I'm gonna compare the left side to the right that is complete. This is where I want my wheel to be. So it is approximately 1.25 inches back, further than it was before. It used to be quite a bit closer. And the reason why I brought it back as far as I could is because it's going to lengthen my wheelbase. So the car will actually drive straight better. It'll drift better. Kind of drove like a clown car always because it's so short, which is fine. And I'm totally expecting that from a little short piece of crap car like this. What do you expect? An inch is an inch and it's an inch longer in wheelbase, and I'm pumped about that. Worst case Ontario, once I actually have my plastic bumpers on, I'll have to cut a bit of it to make it look symmetrical. It's an inch longer in wheelbase. And when I do the front, I might even do that as well and just bring everything forward a bit to get that little bit more of wheelbase. So it's actually a little bit safer and more consistent for driving straight and sideways. It's just too snappy. Short cars are really snappy. But anyways, I really needed to tell you that. I'm really, really happy and pleased how things are going here. And I know what needs done. I know what needs done to complete the car. My hands are dirty in a good way. To the left side. It's time for me to put this in gear and then put this thing on the ground. And it's time to move on to very interesting things. I'll tell you that for free. And she's grounded. Look at that. She's grounded. She's on the ground. Good to go. Look how low she is. Not even rubbing. Car's on bags, so that's obviously adjustable with the air pressure, but she's really low. I actually got the engine and tranny really low. Like, it's way down in there. It's pretty well on the ground. Like, I could have easily put that up 3 inches, but I pushed as hard as I could to the ground as I possibly could. Look how close those CVs are to that frame. Absolutely, basically, you can get 3 pieces of hair in between. I got it as tight as I could. I worked as hard as I literally couldn't get any closer, because even though they are solid engine mounts, they're going to move just a little bit. Once I drop the clutch or something in a launch, it'll move a bit, but like, we're talking like a hair. That's the way she is, and that's the way she's gonna be. And check it out. So I'm gonna quick measure from here to here. I actually already measured from the center of this hub, which is the front, and then I measured to the center of this hub, and that's how you measure wheelbase. And I actually Googled the stock MX3 wheelbase, and it's 96 inches, and I measured my wheelbase, and it's 2 inches larger, 98 inches. So I gained 2 inches. That's without doing the front, and this car will probably noticeably be longer when you're driving it. I'm pretty pumped about that. That's gonna actually make quite a significant difference. She's low, she's dirty, she's looking mean. I gotta paint this. If I painted that, this would be a very nice angle on her. Look at that. So sexy. So I'm gonna measure that. 3 1/4 on the left, and about 3 3/16 on the right. So I'm very close. Honestly, like, it's hard to even measure like this because the center of the tire's here and the arch is there. So anyway, I went a little bit lower on the other side, so I went a little low on the other side. I went a little low on this side as well. But look at that. Oh my god. That's a thing of beauty, guys. That's a thing of beauty. All right, please do see that. What I'm gonna do now, in the meantime, I can hook up this clutch slave line to the new slave. This is the actual Toyota one, so I'm going to install that and hopefully not get fluid everywhere, because I have a nice floor and brake fluid is really bad for these floors, so I'm not gonna spill it if I can avoid it. So while I'm here, I might as well remove some weight. So anything that I see that is like kind of wasted, I don't need it, I don't need it. So this is reverse and this is a vent. So a vent was here and reverse was here. This is literally just to turn on your reverse lights, which I don't need. I'm gonna put a literal dime in there, and I'm gonna drill some holes in it and then put a piece of rubber on top, and then I'm going to just completely cap this one with a dime as well. Save some weight, because this is actually very heavy. Like, that takes out a huge part of my hand. Just look at that, right? I've actually cut a bunch of bolt heads off and some random stuff on the transmission, and cut some long bolts out. And I'm just trying to save weight as I go here. All right, guys, so I'm under the hood of the trunk here, and I'm starting to look at my wiring now. This was all kind of bundled into this corner. I haven't been back here in a very long time, so I want to get familiar with what wires are what, and get the alternator set up for wiring and everything like that, and fixing along the way. So I'm gonna make sure things are good before I put them back together. There's a whole bunch of jankness going around here, and I'm going to keep an eye out for switch positives and stuff so I can trigger my new ECU harness that I made. All that stuff is in here. I made these in a different episode, so that stuff is all good to go, other than a few things with connecting wires to connectors for a couple things under here, like two-step and whatnot, and boost control, but everything should be pretty well there. So I'm gonna just kind of go over everything. Connectors here that don't really have anything there. I completely made a new wiring harness. I don't know what's what. I just need to familiarize myself. Okay, so I got most of this wire sorted out and deleted what I needed to delete. So I'm gonna leave it all untucked. So it's gonna be sitting like that for a minute. Now I'm going to put the new ECU in and the new wiring harness and start plugging things in. I'm gonna need to power the ECU, switch the ECU, power my coils and injectors. So I need to run power lines and I need to do my EGTs. I don't know if I'll get that far today, but I'm gonna start with all right, so I got my CAN EGT box here and all my wires are gonna be ran EGTs and they're going to run up here. This is my plan. And I'm gonna mount this guy in here, self tap it in and then grind off the ends. And then the ECU is actually gonna go over top of this once this is all wired and complete. So it'll kind of hide it a bit. Look at that. So here are my 3 EGTs on this side, 1, 3, and 5. And then on this side, it's 2, 4, and 6. And they're all ran CAN EGT box from DIY. Unfortunately, I had to leave the lengths that they gave me because they say it doesn't have perfect readings if it doesn't. I'm going to run it like this for now, but then in the future, I can cut it and test it and see if it actually does change the readings. But for now, I can't do anything about it because I don't know for sure if it's going to change the readings or not. So I'm just going to have to try this out first, and then later on I can cut them and cut one short actually, and then see if that changes the readings. And if it doesn't, then I can shorten them all. I got the CAN EGT setup all complete. I'm going to now put my ECU right here. So this is all gonna be completely covered. I'll tuck away these wires somehow, and then I will have a completely sealed spot. For this guy, it'll be protected. I also filled in some holes so it's not gonna get wet. All right, so I've got a little bit of a mess of wires again, unfortunately, and it's because I need to connect my wiring harness to the car. So I need power, I need ground, I need a switched power, I need basically two-step, so I need a wire to my clutch pedal for that. I need a bunch of little things, essentially. So I need to go through all these, go one by one, and then I'm well on my way to doing its first cycle with the power, with the key, and seeing if it talks to my computer, actually on the dash. I have a touchscreen dash in here. Nice touchscreen dash, brings back good memories. Let's see where I can get. I'm gonna put my head down and see what's going on with all this wiring, see where things were and are. And another thing I need to actually do is I need to power my coils, so I need to run power to my injectors and coils. I think I've already found a good switch for that. All right, things are starting to look complete here. I've got a lot of done here today. So I have 4 wires left, and in here, I've got everything complete as far as I know without testing. I don't really want to test it without my computer plugged into the actual card, but all my EGTs are plugged into my ECU and they're powered, and all the EGTs are ran to the unit. Boost control is all done. My new wiring harness that I built a while ago is all in, and I just wired up my fuel pressure. So this will log to my car's ECU, and if I drop fuel pressure, it'll kill the engine. So I'm gonna save the engine if that happens. So I'm literally doing oil pressure, fuel pressure, boost control, TPS, which is throttle position, launch control, line lock. This is gonna have it all. I'm also going to do meth injection. That could be something I throw in now, but I'm gonna end this episode here because I'm going to move on to some very cool stuff in the next video, and I'm very excited about it, and it is right beside me here. So I have forged rods, forged pistons, brand new. Everything is brand spanking new. Brand new pistons, brand new rods, all balanced. And then over here, I've got the same thing. Everything brand new, brand new, brand new. Good for like all the powers in the world. Pretty much over 100 horsepower per cylinder, which is like 600 plus per cylinder, no problems. This is gonna jam hard. This is gonna be the new peanut butter and jam, if you know what I'm saying. All my rods and pistons are in here, organized, ready to go, so I can assemble now. So I think in the next episode, I'm gonna do that. I've got forged cranks here. They're all polished journals, ready to rock. Pretty damn pumped, so I kind of want to end this video here because I'm gonna change the actual goal tomorrow. I have to clean out the gas tank for back here because it hasn't ran in a year. I actually have a small gas tank leak that I'm going to fix. I don't know if I'm going to JB weld it or weld it. Kind of dangerous welding a gas tank that's had gas in it, so we'll see how sketchy I feel. I'm just gonna leave this literally how it is because I have 2 more things to wire. If I wanted, I could hook up my actual gas tank, run the car, but I'm not going to run the car until all the sensors are on because I know as soon as it runs, I'm gonna forget about everything and just super excited. So I'm making sure things are right away. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna leave it here. The only thing I do is literally do things that I'm gonna have to redo. Like if I started the car, I don't have my physical computer, and the reason being is because my computer decided to absolutely flunk out on me. So I lost 2 full YouTube videos, which is about 28 hours of editing, and about 7 or 8 YouTube shorts I had fully edited, ready to post for TikTok and YouTube, completely gone. I had an external hard drive attached to it. All that failed completely. Brand new computer, brand new hard drive. But that's life. Paying to get my computer fixed, so I'm waiting on that. So I'm just gonna continue on with building stuff. So I think I'm gonna get these engines together. I've been waiting for months to get these machined. They actually are bored out. This is the first setup I've ever had bored out pistons, or bored out cylinders. The cylinders are bigger than stock, so it's actually a larger displacement than the 2.5. I will probably do the calculation. Actually, I definitely should do the calculation. I don't know right now, but in the next episode, I will do the calculation because it's actually larger than a 2.5 now because I ordered bigger pistons for it so I could clean the cylinder walls completely, and they are clean. It's like it's brand new, guys. So this is Red Ted's engine. Red Ted's engine is going to be forged rods, forged crank, forged pistons, and gonna be a lot better than last year. I put used pistons in it and they were beat on for 4 seasons. Let's hope it's not gonna melt down. This is gonna have EGTs per cylinder as well. Same with this one. This one's going into the front of the engine of the Suicide MX3, and this is going into the front of Red Ted. End goal is all-wheel drive, turbo, from one engine, street car. Make about 500 horsepower and gap pretty much anything. That's the goal. That is kind of a back burner, so I think I'm gonna make it front-wheel drive, but make the turbo kit first. Test out the turbo kit so it's easy to remove the engine and do everything with the front-wheel drive setting because everything's so easy to remove. If it's all-wheel drive, you have the transfer case and this and that, and everything's kind of annoying to take apart. So I think I'm gonna dial in the engine, break in the engine really good with the front-wheel drive setup and beat on it, get a good tune, and same with this guy. So I'm gonna build these guys. I'm very excited. Another thing actually, before I end this video, I need to get custom shifter cables made for my car. By the time you see this, this will be probably a month from now in my time. Your time, you're seeing this right now, but my time, this was already filmed a month ago and edited a month ago. I probably already have it completed. I need to find a place that'll do custom cables because my cables are super long, because my shifter is way at the front of the car, transmission's way at the back, so I need to do that. I actually have a new shift cage for it, this gangster. So all the people that are watching the end of the videos get to see the cool stuff. This is the new setup for the shifter. That's all I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna leave it at that because it's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. Just gotta get her together. Gotta get her together. She's gonna look sick and drive sick. Hold the power with the trannies, hold the power with the engine, and manage it. Make sure the tune's good. Start low power, build up from there. Low power meaning like 400 or 500, of course, right? Let's have some fun. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, and subscribe. Join the channel, actually. Join it. Join the channel. You contribute like $7 a month. It helps me, and it just shows so much appreciation from you guys. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe.